At 79 years old, I thought I had made a wise decision. After a fall in the kitchen and a gentle but firm nudge from my family, I agreed to move into a nursing home. It seemed logical: safety, care, companionship. Everyone said it was the smart thing to do. But after 2 years inside those walls, I can tell you, I regret it. Not because the staff was cruel or the food was terrible, but because no one tells you what you're really giving up when you step through those doors. The brochures show smiling faces, beautiful gardens, and round-the-clock assistance. What they don't show you is the slow erosion of your spirit. Today, I want to share 6 hard truths I wish someone had told me. This isn't to scare you, but to prepare you. If you or someone you love is considering this step, hear me out. These are not just complaints from an old man. These are warnings from someone who's lived it. When I packed my things to move in, I thought I was just downsizing. I had no idea I was also leaving behind my identity. At home, I was Mr. Foster, father, veteran, retired engineer. I had my routines, my old recliner, my bookshelf full of memories. I even had my small garden where I grew tomatoes every spring. In the nursing home, I became Room 212. That's what the nurse called me the first night. I laughed it off, but it stuck. You stop being an individual. Your favorite chair, gone. Your morning habits, replaced by a schedule. You don't get to decide when you shower, eat, or even sleep. You become part of a system, not a person with preferences and history. And the worst part, you begin to accept it. You start letting go of those little things that made you, you. If I could go back, I'd fight harder to preserve my sense of self. Because once it fades, it's painfully hard to reclaim. You'd think being around so many people would mean you'd never feel alone. But the loneliness in a nursing home is different. It's quiet, invisible, and heavy. Sure, there are activities and common areas, but meaningful connection? That's rare. Most people keep to themselves. Some can't remember who they are, let alone hold a conversation. Others are just too tired to talk. You can sit in a room with 30 people and still feel like no one sees you. In my first month, my daughter visited every week, then every 2 weeks, then she'd FaceTime instead. Life gets busy, she says. I understand, but that doesn't stop the ache. The truth is, when you move into a home, you often move out of people's minds. There's a silence that grows louder each week. You watch the door, waiting. You check the calendar, hoping. But the world moves on without you. That's the loneliness nobody warns you about. I used to walk every morning. Even after retirement, I'd do a lap around the block, stretch, keep active. But in the nursing home, everything is done for you. Meals brought to your table, laundry picked up, assistance offered before you even ask. It sounds nice, until you realize how quickly your muscles weaken. Without effort, the body surrenders. My legs, once sturdy, grew stiff. My back ached from all the sitting. I started using a walker not because I needed it, but because it was. There's a man here named Walter. He was sharp, strong-willed. He walked in, proudly declined help. Within 6 months, he couldn't stand without assistance, not because he was sick, but because he stopped moving. Comfort becomes a trap. If you don't challenge your body daily, it declines. Nobody told me that. If I'd known, I would have pushed back. I would have walked more, done my stretches, fought for my strength, because once you lose it, the road back is steep. At home, I had my own bathroom, my own space. If I wanted to lie down mid-morning or stay up past midnight, I could. In the nursing home, that freedom vanishes. Your room is checked, your medications are delivered. If you're lucky, you get a private room. If not, you share with someone who might snore, talk in their sleep, or worse, not know where they are. Even using the restroom becomes an ordeal. Sometimes you need to wait for staff. Other times, someone walks in without knocking. Dignity becomes something you constantly negotiate. They don't mean harm. Most of the staff are doing their best. But when the system is designed for efficiency, not humanity, your sense of self-respect suffers. I never thought I'd be embarrassed to ask for help using the toilet. But here I am. I never realized how much purpose I got from small things. Watering the plants, fixing a broken drawer, writing letters to friends. In here, all that's gone. You're not expected to contribute, just to comply. It feels like early retirement at first. No responsibilities, no chores. But soon, that sense of freedom turns into a void. Days blend together. You start counting time and meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, lights out. There was a woman here, Eleanor. She used to be a teacher. She offered to run a book club. Management said they'd think about it. They never followed up. She gave up. Now she just sits near the window every morning, staring. Purpose doesn't come from staying busy. It comes from being needed. And in most nursing homes, no one really needs you. You're just part of the schedule. That realization is crushing. The biggest lie I told myself was, if I don't like it, I'll just leave. What I didn't realize is how difficult that really is. First, there's your physical decline. After months of inactivity and assistance, going back to living alone becomes intimidating. Suddenly, stairs feel dangerous. Grocery shopping seems impossible. Second, your home might not be there anymore. Some families sell or rent out your place. Mine did. They meant well. They thought I'd stay here. By the time I wanted to go back, there was nowhere to return to. Third, the system isn't built for reversals. Nursing homes are a one-way street. They admit easily, but rarely help you leave. There's no roadmap for returning to independence. I know people here who tried. They asked to move in with family, but their children hesitated. They'd adjusted to life without caregiving. They didn't say it directly, but I could tell. The message was clear. We can't go backward. I'm not saying all nursing homes are bad. Some provide excellent care. Some people genuinely need the support. But most of us move in too early before we absolutely have to. If I could go back, I would have hired in-home help, joined a senior community center, explored shared housing, anything to preserve my independence just a little longer. So ask yourself, can I still cook for myself? Can I get help without giving up control? Is there another way? Because once you move into a nursing home, you're not just changing where you live. You're changing how you live and who you are. That's a bigger decision than most people realize. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. And if you're still considering a nursing home for yourself or someone you love, I hope my story gives you something to think about. Please, leave a comment below. Tell me, what's one thing that gives your life meaning today? Let's remind each other what we still have to live for. And if this message meant something to you, consider subscribing. Your support helps share stories like mine with others who need them. Take care. And remember, growing older doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing every day to live with intention.